Vande Gurum Charanarvinde Sandarshita Swatma Sukha Bodhe Nishrayase Jangalikayamane Samsara Hala Hala Moha Shantiye Abahu Guru Shakaram Shankachakrasi Davinam Sahasra Shirsam Shvetam Pranamami Patanjali Om. Take up in here. The way you exhale. Try to look up. Chaturanga. Ansha, inhale. Shat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look forward, Sapta. Ashtu. Nawa. Savasti. Second one, Eka. The way exhale. Training head up. Chaturanga, float back. Ansha, inhale. Shat, exhale. Ujjayi, Pranama, Drishti, gaze, abundance, engage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look forward, Pancha, inhale. Ashtu. Lower. Samastiti. Eka. To my exhale. Training head up. Chaturanga. Ansha, inhale. Shat, exhale. 1, gaze into your navel. 2, 3, 4, 5. Look forward, punch in here. Ashtu. Lower. Samastiti. Eka. The way exhale. Training it up. Chaturanga, float back. Ansha, inhale. Shat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Low center, inhale, Pancha. Ashtu. Nawa. Samastiti. Navasa. Inhale. The way exhale. Training head up. Chaturanga. Ansha. Shat. 1, 2, center, inhale. Ashta, exhale. Lower, inhale. Samasthiti. Surya Namaskar, bend your knees, ekam. Way, exhale. Triniheta. Chaturanga. Pancha, inhale. Shat. Right feet, sapta, inhale. Ashta, exhale. Nava, inhale. Darsha, exhale. Left side, Kadasha, inhale. Dwarsha, exhale. Triyorsha, inhale. Chatursha. One, two, three, four, five. Look forward. Panchadasha. Shodasha. Saptadasha. Samasthiti. Your second set, take it in. Way, exhale. Triniheta. Chatwari, jump back. Pancha, inhale. Shat, exhale. Right feet sapta, inhale. Ashta, exhale. Nava, inhale. Dasha, exhale. Ekadasha, inhale. Dwarsha, exhale. Triyorsha, inhale. Chatursha, exhale. One, two, three, four, five. Look center, Panchadasha, inhale. Shodasha, exhale. Saptadasha, inhale. Samasthiti. Your last set, ekam, inhale. Dway, exhale. Triniheta. Chatwari, exhale. Pancha, inhale. Shat, exhale. Sapta, inhale. Ashta, exhale. Nava, inhale. Darsha, exhale. Ekadasha, inhale. Dwarsha, exhale. Triyorsha, inhale. Chaturdasha, exhale. One, two, three, four, five. Panchadasha, inhale. Shodasha, exhale. Saptadasha, inhale. Samasthiti. Karandavasana. Ekam, catch your toe, inhale. Dway, exhale, fold down. One, two, three, four, five. Inhale, Padasana, exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, head up. Exhale, hands to lips. Inhale, rise up. Samasti. Uddita Trikonasana. Ekam, inhale, right side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, left side. Exhale, catch your toes and look up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, Uddita Parshva Trikonasana, revolving the triangle and hands up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, other side, left side. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Samastiti. Parshvanasana. Ekam, inhale, spread the feet 4 to 5 feet wide. Exhale, bring the hands over to the head and breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, left side. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, Uddita Parshva Trikonasana. Ujjayi. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Left side. Exhale. Breath. Ujjayi. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Samastiti. Prasarita Padottanasana. A, hands to waistline. Ekam, inhale, look up. Dway, exhale, palms down. Trini, head up. Chaturanga, exhale, fold down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Halfway look up, inhale. Hands to waist, exhale. Inhale, chest up. Samastiti. Open your arms like wings for B. Inhale. Dway, exhale, hands to hips. Trini, head up. Chaturanga, head down to the floor. B. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Inhale one breath all the way up. Exhale there. Ekam C. Dway, interlace the hands behind the back. Trini, look up. And exhale, fold down. I'm going to take your hands over your head. Deep fold. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Inhale one steady breath all the way up. Exhale there. D, hands to hips, Ekam inhale. Sliding your hands down your thighs, grab for your 2 toes, box your arms, and exhale, fold down. Breath. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Beautiful. Inhale, halfway, straight arm. Hands to the waistline. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, big jumps, notch to the feet. Reverse your hands behind your back, parshma. Reverse prayer hands. Pressing your palms together if possible. Jump open or step to the right, 3.5 to 4 feet. Exhale, melt down the head and breathe. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Inhale, chest lifted. Exhale, pivot over to the other side. And again, deep fold. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Inhale, head up. Exhale. And release. Beginning intro to second series. Ekam inhale. Dway, exhale, fold. Training, head up. Chaturanga, float back. Pancha, inhale. Shala, exhale. And we're coming into Prashasana, right side. So again, bringing your right hand over to the left. Maybe you're just pressing down for now. Option 1, press your back hand down, and maybe you can come and press this way as well. And if you can tiptoe, you want to lean a little bit over and try to get your mind climbing up to your thighs. And then again, if you can rotate and grab a pine. 5 breathing there. Settle the heel. And again, pressing the palms down, turning to your right shoulder for modification to begin your journey. And then again, if you can lean forward, you're working through, climbing the hands to grip and finding the bottom. Coming back to center. Fold your nose to your knees. Inhale, head up. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. And exhale. You're going to float your right to your left side for Karandavasana. And you're not sitting on the heel. And you're just bringing up your left foot up to the sky. Relax your head down. 1, sit up tall. 2, 3, head in. 4, 5, stretch away, look up and long arms out. Exhale, just bend the knees underneath your sacrum and like you're jumping back to chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing and exhale. Look forward, come through, floating the right leg this time and making a catch on that right leg. Inhale, look up, and then box your arms. Exhale, fold down. 1, draw your chest to your thighs, lengthen the toes. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, head up, stretch away. Exhale, try not to touch the right feet to the floor. You're just walking it back under for strength of your bandhas. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale. Coming down to a high plank to low plank into Shalabhasana, and slowly, gradually hold and then lay down. Bringing your feet together, hands, palms reverse. Drop, don't stick the neck up. Gaze to the tip of your nose, drishti. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bringing it to B, bring your hands to the side and back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale. Come back to low plank. And then lay down. Bekasana. Open your knees apart. Bring both of your hands to grab from the inside. You're grabbing your feet this way, keeping your chin up from the ground. Now I'm going to open up your knees a little bit more. You want to reverse your elbows and bring it through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Relax it, leaving it back. Hands prepared, toes ready for upward facing dog. Top of the feet, downward. Come back to low plank, hold it, and then lay down. Dhanurasana, catching your ankle. Knees apart, toes together. Inhale, up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Beautiful. Relax. Inhale, upward facing. Downward. Come back to low plank. And preparing for parshma, dhanurasana. 2 knees together. Hold at the ankle, thumb in, 4 fingers out, toes and feet. Inhale, center for a moment, and rock to your right shoulder. And gaze up, head off the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Center to left. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back to the center. 1, knees apart, toes together. 2, 3, 4, 5. Upward facing. downward facing. Camel, Ustrasana. Jump to your top of your mat towards your knees. Hands to hips. Inhale, breathe. Exhale, bring your hands back to your heels. Drop your head back, pelvis forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hands to your hips. Exhale, lift up, jump back to chaturanga. Inhale to Urva. Exhale. Come back to the top of your knees for Lagu. And hands to your hips. We're all at different levels. Some of us will grab on the outside of our ankle. Some of us will grab on the top of our thighs. Whatever works for you, you can hold here and start to descend down. Squeeze your thighs in, relax, and then melt your head down to the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to make our way up. Modified version is you can press your heel and then come back to the way you held it. And then hands to waistline. Hands to the floor. Walk back to chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing. Exhale. Come into Kapotthasana. Right hand, left hand on your waistline. We're all at different levels. You can just crawl your feet as close as possible. Some of you can decide and grab onto your heels or your toes, wherever you are. Be happy with it. We'll do modifications for intro to second. Bring your hands down gently with dry inhale. As you start to descend back, it's like a back bend, pushing your pelvis forward, squeezing your inner thighs in, relax your head, and maybe this is all you can do today. Some of you can go deeper. Taking it in and breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Hands to the floor, exhale. Inhale, up dog. Exhale. Supta Vash. Come to seated. Right cross, left. Sit down. Legs out. Building your lotus. Right feet on top. Modified lotus if you're not able to go to lotus. That means cross your shins. Be happy with where you are. If you can pull onto your feet, wonderful. If not, just hold your hands behind your back. And if you're here, sit up. As you fold down, you're just going to rest for one breath here. Usually there's someone to help you here. You can let your feet go and hold your elbows. And you want to pivot, anterior tilt at your pelvis. Lower down your elbows so you don't crush it. And you're going to keep your sternum, your stomach muscles, and your knee active. And you can just rest your head here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can up. And then again, descend down for the second one. Head down, come up. Head down, come up. Head down, come up. Last one, head down. 2, 3, 4, 5. Come on. Beautiful. You can take your lotus out, or some of you can come up to the top of your knees, find your lotus position, and float back. Upward facing. Downward. Preparing for Bakasana. Inhale, look forward, and jump between your arms. And squat down your lower butt. Get your knees to the back of your under armpit. Tiptoe the ball of the toes. Stay here, drop the chin, gaze third eye drishti. Some of you float. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shoot back. Inhale. Exhale. Those of you that aren't jumping yet, you can just kind of hop behind the arms and walk if you need to. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. You want to drop a little bit lower, and you just want to kind of meet like that at your arms, okay? So give it a try. Inhale. Exhale, hop and jump and see if you land. And then if you don't, give it one more try. It's just practice, okay? So now here we go, back to the sequence. Inhale. And here we are, perch. Exhale, Bakasana B. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shoot back. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale. Look forward, come to seated for our dhanurasana. And coming to the front. This is our seated pose. We're going to start first with bringing in the right leg into half lotus. And then you're going to bring in your left, reversing it to your side body. You're going to bind for your right foot behind you, and you're going to bring your left hand to twist over to the right side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gaze to the front and release. Make sure you back to the center, cross right over left or so, and then walk back, jump back, take chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, jump all the way to seated. And then prepare for your left side. Those will be your left to half lotus and your right feet to the side body. And then you'll be coming on with the left hand, finding the top of the feet. And then the right hand, reverse wrist, pressing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gaze back to the center and release. Cross your shins. We'll walk your jump back. Inhale to up dog. Exhale. Coming in to Madhavajasana. Come through, sit down, and we're going to be bringing this one. It's going to be a little tricky. Your left goes underneath, and your right heel goes and climbs over the left knee. So the right heel over the left knee. Your left arm is going to make its way from the rotator, triceps, deltoid, and your stomach, chest, 4 fingers on the bottom of the foot, and thumb on the top. Bring your right hand behind your waistline and look to your shoulder. Parshma drishti. 1 to your right. 2, press all the feet down. the heels, the knees. 3, 4, 5. Look to your center. Beautiful. Release. Cross your shins, float back, take chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale. Look forward, jump through. And prepare for your left side. So your left is under, tuck the toes in. Your knee and your heel parallels. You want to bring the back of the triceps, deltoids, muscle of the arm, and 4 fingers again on the bottom, thumb on top. When you're gripping the foot, hands behind your hips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gaze to the center. Beautiful. Release. Cross your shins. Float back to chaturanga. Inhale. Coming into Ekapada Shirsasana. You have an option to just come to the front and sit down, or you can try to float your left feet underneath the space, the middle, and the right hooking around the arm of the right side. So as it comes in, hooking around the arm. If you're there, go ahead and work through. Try to open up your hips. Those of you brand new to it and you're still working through it, you want to push the knee slightly back, and you want to curl your back. If this is all you can do today, focus on left hand holding the heel, bringing it upward towards the top of your skull. And those of you already in it, if you're able to do it, watch your ponytails. And again, handsome Jali Mudra. 4, 5. You want to fold, modify here, and just bow. 2, 3, 4, 5. If you can keep your feet there, awesome. If that bothers you, keep it on the high side of your shoulders and lift up, and then tuck in, and then you can shoot back and reposition your hand if that's okay. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale. See if you can do it on the other side. Either coming in with straight leg, jump and sit down, or hook it to your left arm with your right feet in the center. Your left foot to hook, and then sit down. Good. So here we are. Left side. So again, you want to open it up, and you want to use your right hand this time, again on the heel. You're trying to raise it just a little bit higher than your skull, your head. Once you're there, maybe you can move with that behind your head, okay? And then if you're there, you can hold it. 1, Anjali Mudra. 2, 3, 4, 5. Go ahead and fold forward, modified version, or all the way down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you can leave your feet over your head, you can roll up and then kind of let it go. Then you can walk or jump back with all of that. Chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing and exhale. I usually jump around my Dvipada Shirsasana. Some people will just sit down and figure it out. But I jump around like a bhuja, and then I sit. My right stays in, my left stays hooked to my arms. This is a difficult one, so sometimes if you don't have the Ekapada ready, the Dvi won't be ready, but it's okay. I'm just going to modify and learn. It's intro. You can bring it up a little again. The heel goes higher on top. Don't stay here and then scoot your head in. That's a lot of tension on the neck. Rather, round your back a little bit. Bring up the toes higher and see if you could just fit that for a moment over your head, okay? You're gonna have to hold the mat on one side while you use the other hand here to help you Move that through. Bow your head in and be happy here. 1, 2, 3, and take one hand off. 4, and hold the mat. 5, take your head back out of that. You can keep your feet interlaced or keep your feet out, whatever is going to be the safest for your collarbones. You do have to lift back up. And then walk into Bakasana and shoot back out to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. And exhale. We're going to lay down into the Nidrasana, Yoga Nidra. So again, you can jump around or you can come in with this, lay down on your back. This one's a little bit more delicate. 1 or 2 ways that you can make it stronger is bringing your right knee first, grounded on the ground, and bringing your left foot and your chest up. And you're just working your way to fit this left foot behind your head and your shoulders. So it's going to eventually come here. If you're not able to do that, you're going to be happy with just wearing this here and lay down on it. And both legs will come up in a few moments, okay? So if you're there, you'd be fitting in to the back of your traps. And you want to roll his feet back. And eventually, you want to hook that behind that shoulder also. And here's the feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You want to keep it here. Now, usually you somersault with a straight leg, but that's also impossible for a lot of people, so you can just roll up, forward, and chaturanga. Or if you do somersault, really be careful when you're landing like this to your right shoulder. Get off your knee, come back, and do your chaturanga. Inhale, just keeping it real. Exhale. We're in Uttanasana. You want to look forward and give yourself some space because you're going to be in firefly. Some of you are going to jump around just like this. And maybe you're going to sit and you're going to start here. After 5 breathing, you want to stand up and stay underneath your knees with your shoulders because you're going to climb up and rise up to here. Higher on your back so you can grab the vine to stretch you. Some of you are going to jump all the way around the feet. So wherever you are, go ahead and get there. And here we are in our practice. Inhale, look up. And let's do it again from down dog. Exhale, enter the pose, Uttanasana A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Standing up. Good. Now relax your nerves. Bind your hands. Good. 1. Relax your head. 2, 3, 4, 5. Walk to the right, left, right, left. Right, left, right, left, right. Left, right, left, right, left. You're tired, bring your hands down, stand up a little bit, bend your knees, slide your shoulders under. For B. For C, bring your hands back. Don't lose it all together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Walk back to Bakasana and then shoot back even if you bend your knees. Sometimes you can get it straight leg, whatever works for you. Inhale. Exhale. Come down to the knees, soften, and prepare your arms for Pincha Mayurasana. We're going to break this down into 3 lessons. The first one is just learning to lift up the leg and solidify your arm strength, shoulders, chest, focus, and breath. The second one is, for those of you that are doing lotus feet and going into karandavasana. And then the third one is coming back out of lotus and then arching your feet over your head. So we're all at different levels. You don't have to do them all. But if your intro to this, your very first one anyhow, is learning to come up with the feet up to the sky for the first part. So I like to set my arms, squeeze the shoulders, prepare the chest not to collapse, but instead keeping it high. Getting your tiptoe on the left side if you're going to kick with the right, or the opposite direction, whatever works for you. Keep your gaze and walk your feet in just a little bit about there. Once you're here, you can find your pike and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't stand down. Come down the way you started. That way you don't hurt yourself. I am clawing and using my hand like a tiger paw, like a cat paw. I'm not flushed with my hands on the ground. I'm actually gripping and using that energy from my hand to hold me up as I'm grabbing, okay? So some of you can jump with 2 feet. You might roll over. I don't know if I'm going to fall over, but it's good for you to see falling over. Let me see. If not, if I hold it, I hold it. Most of the time I hold it. There's days that we're tired. You can jump with 2 feet if you're trying to practice that, which means you have to bend your knees a little bit. Some people can float like right off of it, but that's not ideal for when you begin. So I'm almost at a really, really tall down dog here. And I'm going to tiptoe. And I'm going to keep my gaze again, third eye drishti. I bend my knees and I just hover like that. Hover. And then soon I can get up and hold. Pose. 2, 3, 4, 5. Come down slow. And don't land on the knee. You're landing at the ball of the toes. Okay? So that's the first assignment for intro to pincha. Later on, when you get stronger, we'll have the karandavasana, which is for the other practitioners that are already starting with that. Don't attempt the karandavasana until you master this one, unless you have a teacher assisting you or somebody helping you, because it's not worth getting hurt while you're in the lotus bind and slamming down really, really bad on your knees, and also your coccyx, your tailbone, or your sacrum, or your hip. So you don't want to get injured while you're practicing. You want to savor the practice to help us for a while, okay? So now we're going to go ahead and take a lesson into karandavasana, and we're going to just be mindful with this. When you come up and raise that one leg up, some of you are going to have to do one leg for a while, because if you've never done it, it's going to be harder. So again, once you raise that whole body up, you want to just start practicing the right anyway, because the right goes in first no matter what. And you want to bend the other knee, like that. Little by little, this will start to come here and stay here. Little by little, this will start to come down. Most of the time, this is what's going to happen. You just land. Because it's hard. And it takes years to go back up. But what goes up must come down. What comes down must go up. That's my theory. So anyways, you want to really, really kind of study first on how you can get that mobility to put your feet in lotus. Not everybody can get their feet on lotus by themselves. So you might need to have some assistance with a teacher or an assistant that you're studying with or practicing with that you trust. But regardless, at some point, you'll get the help that you need when we all return back to our teachers and our Shala. All right? So with that said, that's one way. Let me give you another way that you can practice your lotus, and then I'll go back to that whole practice. So you would take your hand into headstand, just regular Shirsasana, classical Shirsasana headstand. You tuck your head in just like you were doing in headstand. You would go ahead and go up when you were building your regular headstand. Now you build your lotus, so you want to open your knees to give you some space. If you're really tight on your hip, you're trying to hook the foot like that, so you don't lose it, and you're trying to bring this in and return back and squeeze it into the center. Sometimes it's worth staying up here for a while, and then slowly, maybe this is as far as you can go, and then return back to learning how to come back up, right? Because you're going to need to. Your toes, don't let it loose. Make it tight. As you're coming down, sometime you're going to get, whoa, really even closer to your arm here, see? And then now, you can lift up your head, and there's that. And you can learn to come back up. And again, you can learn to come back here. You can also learn to practice the C, just arching. And then again, back to the top. And then you can learn to let go of the hands to the chaturanga. So they're just building blocks. That's not the actual system when it's finally in lead and being done. That's why you don't attend a lead intermediate second series until you're quite proficient, because you can get hurt if you don't know the sequence, especially at the rate and the pace of the breath that the teacher is guiding. But you can learn this prior and each day, whenever you're practicing second series, to build your energy, your stamina, your endurance, and your strength with your breath and focus. All right? So with that said, that's the whole thing, as you can do it as an intro, okay? So if you are already an avid practitioner, we're still struggling with these poses. There's days I can come up, and then again, careful. And don't dip so low. And then kick up. And jumping that hand into that chaturanga. That's a homework. It's a lot of work. Good. After Panchamayurasana, we're going to come into Mayura. So we're going to go ahead and come into the top of the mat and just stand up. Round your back for a fold and just stand up. When you come up here, you want to bring your palms almost like they're facing this way. And you just want to stand up with your palms. And you want to jump open, and then you want to bring your palms facing downward with the reverse wrist. Okay? You're going to look up for a moment for inhale, and then you're going to slide the ears between the arms for one breath. You're going to look up again for the inhale. At some point, you're either going to walk or jump or bend your knees, whatever works for you, to jump back. Now there's a bent elbow that you need to get through here, and you need to attach those two bent elbows to the abdominal muscles. You want to look up with your sternum. Sometimes you can just do one, or if you already have a practice, lean forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up dog. Back to down dog. Look up. Soften your knees, jump back to where you started. Slide your ears between the arms. Inhale your reverse prayer hands, or reverse hands, and stand back to the top. That's hard, but you can try it. Nagarasana, Ekam inhale, Good way, exhale. Training it up. This time your chaturanga, you want your feet together. And you want to bend your elbows a little bit. So just learning to hop. And again. If that's too hard for you, you want to drop to your knee and just do a push-up. 1, 2, until you do 10 of those. I personally struggle with that pose just because it's a tough one, but there's also ways to learn it where you just stay down and you can practice just with the feet hopping or practice with the hands just lifting up from the ground. It takes time for that one. So anyhow, we'll move forward. That's navigator. Enjoy that. Come back to the top of the mat. Inhale, look forward, stand up. Exhale, nose to knees. Inhale, stand up straight. And we are now preparing for one of the most beautiful poses of the practice is Vadhyasana. YACEP. Vadhyasana. So this one, maybe I'll face you for a moment. You want to bring your right feet like we were doing the primary series of Ayurveda. And you want to bring your hands behind your back. Okay? You still want to fold forward here. Good. And you want to drop the head in. You're going to look up and you're going to bring both hands down to the floor. And you're going to take your feet back like you're doing chaturanga with a half lotus. Inhale to upward dog. And exhale. Now, you have to create some space for this right knee because the foot is going to come here and the right knee is going to sit right by the heel of that left foot. At some point, you're going to have to hold yourself first and then eagle arms comes with it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You take yourself back to down dog, not a chaturanga, and you release the right, and you come in and take the left. And again, you want to bring yourself to that position where the right heel is here and the left is down. And again, at some point, you have an eagle, or you can just stay here for balance. The left will be the next arm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Beautiful. This time, you'll take the chaturanga on the left side. So both sides are equal. And now returning back to the way we stood up in primary or the beginning of this practice. You're going to bind your hands behind your back to the feet. Fold your head in. Inhale, look up. Come up to standing slowly. And Samastiti. Enjoy. Or Antaryagrasana. Ekam hands up. Do a exhale. Training it up. Chaturanga, float back. Punch up. Shot. Your right leg is going to come through to the side. So the right is spun back first. And then the left is like an L between the right knee. I'm not sitting on my heel. My heel is actually on the outside of my right hip. Hands to your hips. Look center. And then reach from the ground, bringing your elbow here. And this hand goes over behind the foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, coming back with your hands pressing down on the hips so it's safe and center. And then again, you just kind of sweep the feet back into chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale. Coming through for the other side. So again, you can stretch that leg, and you're gonna bring this here. So again, if I'm behind you looking from the back, I'm sitting like now. And there's the heel right here on the back, so you can see that, okay? And then again, you wanna dip over to reach here, dropping the shoulders and breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Beautiful. Inhaling. You're just going to put your hands in the front and sweep the feet back, and you're now in chaturanga. Upward facing. Downward facing. And Gomukhasana coming through. Your left foot heel is underneath the anus, right there. And your right knee is crossed on top. So if I'm facing you, it looks like that. And you're finding a way to sit steady on the heel. Your hands underneath your knee, chest back. 1. Enjoy breathing. 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to bring the hand to pat our back, and the left hand's going to come and look up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and relax that. Go ahead and take your shins, and you're just going to cross it out. Take Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale. Let's do the other side. Jumping through. You're going to have your left foot this time. Sorry, your right, going the opposite, because we just did that. Underneath. Sit up straight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This hand goes to reverse prayer, like you're doing your reverse prayer. This hand goes to pat over your back and a line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Relax your chin, let it go, cross out into Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, lay down on your back. The next pose requires you to be careful with your elbows. And again, you're going to draw both of your feet over your head. You're going to bring your right foot into half lotus. You're going to bend the left knee to your side hips, your hand in the back. And when you roll up, you're just keeping all of this snug like you did earlier in Ardha Matsyendrasana. But it's a different pose, a sukta, coming from the laying position and then reversing the wrist. And then sit up tall. You're going to do the same thing with the left side. You're going to keep it, and you're just going to roll back, and you're going to switch. Protect yourself with your hands on the floor. And then again, find your lotus. There's my hand in the back. There's this knee. And then again, coming through, and you work your way to find that bind, and the feet's on the side. Other hand goes to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, keep breathing. 5, beautiful. And then just cross out, and you're at 7 headstands, the last pose in intermediate. You did it. Good job. So, let's break it down. Some start with the classical Shirsasana, like David Swenson and David Williams' poster. Some schools start with a tripod, so I will start with the tripod for now because the other way might be too delicate for you unless you want to try it. But if you do try it, you have to learn how to switch, okay? So this is the tripod first, so that way you're steady with your head and your hands ready. So every one of them have a chaturanga. You float up, you won't hold it too long. This is the first one. And then you fly down. And then upward facing and downward facing. Okay? The second one is you take your crown down. Remember to use the wall if you're really brand new. If you can't balance yet, this hand is like this. Your palms like this. Okay? So now coming up. Number 2. Now I have to switch to tripod to land the tree. So if I'm here, switch at plank. Chaturanga, upward dog, downward dog. Okay, next one, number 3. Careful. And again, here you are. Open up your wings. Sometimes you have to be here for a while. Sometimes you have to bend the elbow. Some of you are already at the wing. Whatever works for you is what's most important. Don't be somebody else, be you. And if you're here, hold it out and careful. 1, 2, 3, and then switch, and then land. Inhale, up dog. Exhale. The next number 4 is regular Shirsasana with a switch to tripod. So cap your head. Come up as usual. Mindless engage. And now you're going to switch to tripod. Steady, and then Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale. The next one is gripping around your arm, number 5. You're holding at your biceps, taking your crown down, and mindful breathing again. And head up, and hold. 2, 3, and then usually 5, right? Switch, and chaturanga. Last 2. I find this is one of the hardest because your palms are steady like a pincha, but your head is on the ground, but your forearm, again, shoulder distance. You want to bring your head to where you're comfortable. Your hands are way in front of your head, just so you know. Once you're here, you're doing the same thing that you did, trying to levitate your feet off the ground. Lots of stomach strength. Shift the shoulders back so you're not really cranking on your neck. And then now you have to switch the hands without losing balance, and then chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Okay, last one. This one is like you're patting yourself on the back, 4 fingers on the back of your collar. The thumb is protecting your blades in the front, like you're just softening, holding, like you're holding yourself like this, just holding. You're on your elbow, and you have to switch to tripod too. You want to get on the ground here. And then again, you want to maybe just stay here for a second. Once you're ready, you can pike up. 1, you're on your elbows. 2, you're really soft in your fingers. And 3, oops, you just want to go ahead and go to tripod, switch, and then chaturanga. Sometimes those are scary. Yay! And then you go to your closing. So the closing is always the same. I hope that helped. And be careful how you practice that. But I hope that that helped you a lot. Yay! So that's our intro to second in a way for techniques and foundations to build. And then we'll flow that as you get stronger and stronger into a established, proficient, led intermediate series. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget to sit for a moment and finish out with your back bends and your closing sequences, shoulder stands, headstand, and shavasana. And join me again online or in person at Maui. Aloha, namaste. Have a beautiful day.